reliable performance, good sound quality, and musicality that you can enjoy with peace of mind. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my experience of using Ray Reserve EL34 quad match pad that I've been using and trying it in my system. They are right now about 60 hours of tube age. Out of the box, they can be a little out of the place and not well composed sound that they may produce. So just to be patient, after 30 hours or so, it was starting to show true color and true sound signature. I call this Ray Reserve EL34 tubes Fat Boy EL34 because they are much chubbier in comparison with standard EL34 tubes thanks to their design, temperature control, noise reduction, and electron stability, and everything combined. That is highly beneficial design, top-notch build quality. Monocrystalline carbon coating give you better electron transfer to the plate as well as better EMI and RFI noise reduction. Apparently, monocrystalline carbon coatings are not that easy to do, plus they have very good high quality glass housing, better build quality than many other tubes that are currently available, and probably one of the best build quality you can have in current modern tubes offering. I'm a big fan of NOS tubes and vintage tubes, and those are pretty rare nowadays, especially good quality ones are, and they are commanding crazy price, so I stopped doing that. As far as my experience goes with Gold Lion or Telfakin or those kind of modern reproduction tubes, Reserve series is one of the best and one of the best sounding in sound quality as well as build quality. So this quad match pad retail for $989. When I started burning it, slightly out of control, not really high fidelity in terms of sound out of the box, but it will improve over time. Just to be patient. After burning period, about 50 hours or so, I started auditioning these Reserve series and TS34 in my main system. I'm still using stock pre-tubes on this TS34. That's what you will hear in sound sample as well. I will probably do pre-tube rollings in separate video. So I was using Sony HAPC-1ES music server with soon to be reviewed Custard Audio R262 R2R DAC, stock sound beta 5 stand mount speakers, as well as Pioneer T80 design S1EX towers in combination. I'm using pure silver RCA cable between my DAC and this TS34M. When I started auditioning with my usual music, as you will see here in this TS34 and Ray Reserve series combination, what I find is the musicality of smoothness that I can notice right away with detailed sound quality. Right, detailed reproduction is very well produced and good separation, but it has smoothness to it and across the frequency range with refined notes in mid-range area. High frequency extension, I was wanting a little bit more, and then I realized I'm using NOS mode on R262. So I turn off the NOS mode and I switch back to factory standard fast filter on this R262, and there is the high frequency extension and airiness that I was looking for. So those are the small settings that I have to mention that I make changes on that setup. So because I was looking for where is airiness and highs, because I remember I was using different setting in the DAC. As soon as I change those settings, high frequency extension, air and space with detailed sound that it produces is very impressive. Depth of the soundscape and sound staging, as well as delivery of the bass quality. Bass quality is one of the most noticeable improvements over Pavane ER34 tubes that come in this Guardian TS34. Its bass get deeper as well as richer side or tone, as well as articulation that still maintain. Plus, it has firm and tight grip on it. It's not like solid state amp kind of tight grip that you might notice in high damping factor amplification. These kind of tubes has less than 100 damping factors in general, so they don't have that kind of grip and control of bass driver, but it has pretty firm grip on bass delivery with good articulation and separation. That's how I would describe it. So richness and deep sound that I truly appreciate as far as the bass quality goes. Sound staging and width, probably width is about same as the stock tubes that come in this TS34. So compared to stock TS34, Pavane factory standard tubes, those tubes are pretty neutral side of sound, and I would say pretty transparent and revealing. These Ray Reserve series bring you refinement and retaining all detail, and micro resolution is well delivered with forgiving sound staging and sound signature that you can enjoy. Mid-range clarity and resolution is well produced with absolutely beautiful human voices that it can deliver. Musicality is one of the most impressive one. So, I mean, simply sweet and musical sounding combination. Enjoying my music with this S1EX Towers. And then I changed it to this Beta 5, and I was more amazed by it, the way that it can deliver in overall sound quality. So when I'm using with these big towers, this TS34 kind of suffer a little bit in grip and dynamic attack in those regions because it doesn't really have enough power to deliver best sound quality out of these S1EX towers as far as the power supply goes. Nothing to do with the tubes, right? So when I switch it over to this Beta 5, I was so amazed and the way that it can produce a totally deep sound with rich in sound quality. These Beta 5s only retail for $500 pair. Check them out. They are affordable and absolute musical sounding stem mount speaker with top-notch build quality. I was totally amazed by. Even more impressive in cohesiveness and the way that it can produce in depth of the sound staging is compared to those big towers. Then I remember I still have X2O TA32 that uses Ray Select series tubes in there with Rode Muse IC chip. So I changed that deck, changed the cable, and I was even more impressed by incredible sound quality. Musicality and the way that it can produce with Rode Muse IC chip, tube hybrid design of TA32 plus Ray Reserve ER34 and this TS34 Guardian amp combination totally brings me musical nirvana in my room. This room is 26 by 16. I was changing these two speakers back and forth when I was enjoying those setups. Overall tonality of this Ray Reserve series is among the best in sound quality as well as musicality that it can offer. Really impressed me with bass delivery and mid-range quality as well as layering and sound staging that it can deliver. You can totally forget the equipment. Set it and forget it and just enjoy the music. My reference level of music playback is around 65 to 75 dB average with 80 dB peaks when I'm auditioning, when I'm testing components, but generally I listen around conversation production level, loudness around 50 to 60 dB peaks range. When I'm listening this setup, no matter which type of speaker I use, my reference level totally phenomenal. Average music listening level, it's even more impressive in terms of those bass delivery and mid-range quality, as well as total resolution that is retaining and producing even at low level. Not many tubes can do that. This EF34 from Razab series is very impressive no matter what type of music or sound pressure level that you listen to. I listen to jazz music, to modern pops, pretty much all type of music. So they deliver phenomenal sound quality without compromising sonic quality of sound reproduction. Most of audiophile music will sound great in any type of setup in general. Even $200 tube amp will sound great, right? But when you play around with different music, high dynamic range music, it totally shows, where they lack of. So this Gallium TS34 and this EL34 from Razab series is very good combination in sonic quality. I'm still using T80 pre-tubes in this TS34 just to remind you. So if you are looking for high quality tube, absolute best in sonic quality and class leading build quality, don't look any further. I can totally recommend it to you to try it, my friend. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching. Happy listening.
Come into my solitude, though I weary be. Come into my tenderness, dream along with me. Listen to the whispers sing, listen to the singer shout. Come into my solitude, be my big mouth. Thoughts unspoken, thoughts unsaid, lies of hearth and home. Children broken on the bed and left to lie alone. Things you talk around, scum you choke on down. Come into my solitude, step on sacred ground. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Fathers who are lovers to the daughters that they own. Mothers who believe a child is single safety zone. People so unhinged that death is much too kind. Come into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only one. Speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Come to my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Come into this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Come into my solitude, burn this building down. Come into my solitude, though I weary be. Come into my tenderness, dream along with me. Listen to the whispers sing, listen to the singer shout. Come into my solitude, be my big mouth. Thoughts unspoken, thoughts unsaid, lies of hearth and home. Children broken on the bed and left to lie alone. Things you talk around, scum you choke on down. Come into my solitude, step on sacred ground. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Fathers who are lovers to the daughters that they young. Mothers who don't leave a child a single safety zone. People so unhinged that death is much too kind. Come into my solitude, step over that line. Thought I was the only one. Thought I was the only one. Thought I was the only one. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Come into my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Come into this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Come into my solitude, burn this building